100 doctors couldn't heal the son of MAFIA boss. Black genius, daughter of janitor, healed him. Thunder cracks above Holt Memorial Hospital as chaos ripples through the ICU. Alarms pulse like heartbeats on the verge of silence. Nurses move fast, yet every second slips away like sand through trembling fingers. At the center of the storm stands Preston Wells, a man feared by rivals, untouchable in power, now powerless before his son's fading breath. Ethan Wells, just 10 years old, lies surrounded by machines that promise miracles yet deliver nothing. Every specialist Preston flew in has failed. 100 doctors, endless tests, still no cure. The boy's skin pales, his pulse weakens. Outside the glass, whispers spread. He won't make it through the night. Down the corridor, a mop glides across the marble floor. The girl pushing it watches the commotion with quiet, unblinking eyes. Lina Thompson, 15, unnoticed by all, studies the monitors as if decoding a secret no one else sees. Her father Malik calls softly from behind. "Lina, keep your head down. This isn't our world." She nods but doesn't move. Something about those screens, about those symptoms, feels wrong. In that moment, a thought strikes her, sharp and electric. She doesn't have the degrees or the coat, but she has what they've all lost: clarity. Around her, the experts argue, the machines scream, and a child's life slips closer to darkness. Yet deep inside her chest, one question burns so bright it cuts through the chaos. How can a room full of the world's best doctors stand helpless, while a janitor's daughter already knows what they missed? The conference room at Holt Memorial buzzed with tension thick enough to choke on. A dozen physicians circled the glowing digital board, voices clashing like thunder after the storm. Charts flashed, medical jargon collided, and frustration crackled through the air. Dr. Jason Mendez slammed his pen against the table. "It is viral, I'm telling you. His immune markers prove it." Another doctor fired back. "Then explain why every antiviral treatment is failing." The argument spiraled. Preston Wells stood at the head of the table, hands gripping the edge so tightly his knuckles blanched. His tailored suit could not hide the fear radiating from him. "I did not bring the best doctors in the country to hear guesses," he said coldly. "My son is dying while you debate vocabulary." Silence followed, brief, uneasy, heavy. No one dared meet his eyes. Just outside the frosted glass door, Lina Thompson lingered, mop in hand. She pretended to clean, but her ears caught every word through the thin crack. A patient chart had been left near the door, pages fluttering slightly in the draft. One quick glance, and her mind started piecing together what the professionals missed. The numbers did not add up. The symptoms did not align with any viral infection. Fever, neuropathy, hair loss, arrhythmia. It was something else entirely. When no one was watching, Lina tore a small piece of napkin from her cleaning cart and scribbled quick notes. Her handwriting was tiny but precise, shaped by nights spent reading her father's worn medical textbooks, books he had rescued from hospital dumpsters years ago. That night, long after the hallways went quiet, Lina returned. The lights of the ICU cast pale reflections on the polished floor. She moved silently, her steps soft, her purpose sharper than ever. At the biomedical disposal unit, she sifted through discarded medication packets, gloves, and used IV tubing. It was dangerous, reckless, but every clue mattered. And then she saw it. Traces of a compound label that should never have been prescribed to a child. Her pulse raced. She rushed back to the small janitor's break room and opened her father's old medical dictionary, flipping frantically. Her finger froze over one line: thallium sulfate. A rare, nearly undetectable toxin once used in rat poison. Her breath caught. Ethan's symptoms fit perfectly. She ran to find Malik Thompson, who was sweeping the lower corridor. "Dad," she whispered urgently, "it is not a virus. It is thallium poisoning." Malik's broom froze midair. "Lina, stop this right now," he said, his voice trembling. "You cannot say things like that. You will get us both fired." "I am not wrong," she insisted. "Someone poisoned him, Dad. I can prove it." Malik grabbed her shoulders, fear etched into every wrinkle of his face. "This hospital belongs to powerful people. If you accuse them, they will crush us." But Lina's conviction burned brighter than his fear. "If I stay silent, that boy dies," she said, stepping back. "And I will not let that happen." The next morning, she approached Dr. Mendez near the nurses' station. Her voice was steady, though her hands trembled slightly. "Doctor, I believe Ethan's case matches thallium poisoning. The signs are all there." He looked up from his tablet, amusement flickering in his eyes. "Thallium poisoning?" he repeated, smirking. "And where did you get your degree, Miss Janitor's daughter?" Lina swallowed the insult, but her gaze did not waver. "You do not need a degree to see what is in front of you." Dr. Mendez laughed. "Do me a favor, stick to cleaning floors. Leave medicine to people who earned it." He turned away dismissively. Just then, Preston Wells entered the corridor. His sharp eyes caught the tail end of the exchange. He had seen arrogance before, but something about the girl's calm defiance stopped him. Lina bent to pick up her bucket, pretending to work, yet she felt his gaze linger. For the first time, Preston Wells, man of power, father of a dying child, looked at her not as a janitor's daughter, but as someone who might know something he desperately needed. The unspoken question hung between them like static in the air. What if she is right? The air inside Holt Memorial Hospital turns heavy, every second stretching like an hour. Preston Wells stands at the center of chaos, torn between anger and despair. The doctor's arguments echo down the hallway, their words colliding with the faint hum of the ICU machines keeping Ethan alive. Finally, Preston raises his voice, sharp, cold, and final. "Run the test," he says. "Whatever she said, check it." No one dares to challenge him. Orders move fast. Samples are drawn again, rushed to the lab. The room falls into uneasy silence, broken only by the rhythmic sound of the heart monitor. Lina stands near the door, eyes lowered, hands trembling slightly around the edges of her mop. She did not mean to create a scene. She only wanted to help. Hours crawl by. The storm outside worsens, lightning flashing against the glass walls as if nature itself watches the unfolding truth. Finally, a nurse walks in holding the test report. The color drains from her face before she can even speak. "It's positive," she whispers. Dr. Jason Mendez snatches the file, scanning it quickly. His expression twists in disbelief. This can't be right. But Preston has already seen the words. Thallium detected in bloodstream. The weight of that line hits everyone like a blow. The mighty hospital, filled with the best doctors, advanced machines, and endless resources, had missed what a 15-year-old janitor's daughter saw from a distance. Dr. Mendez steps back, his confidence collapsing. He tries to explain, stumbling over words, but Preston cuts him off. His tone carries fury and heartbreak. "You all said my son was dying from a virus. You let him suffer. And he points toward Lina. She figured it out." Lina's chest tightens. She should feel proud, but fear takes over. She knows how powerful men react when embarrassed in public. She has seen it before. Truth does not always bring safety. Preston turns toward her, calmer now, but deeply shaken. "How did you know?" he asks. Lina hesitates, her voice small but steady. She explains what she noticed: the thinning hair, the sudden vision blur, the grayish tone of Ethan's skin. She mentions the discarded medicine packets, the reaction patterns she compared to her father's old medical books. Every detail fits together like a puzzle no one else bothered to solve. For a moment, the entire room seems frozen. Nurses stop moving. The clock ticks louder than ever. Preston listens carefully, his expression shifting from disbelief to horror. Someone had poisoned his son. Not fate, not illness. A deliberate act. He clenches his fists, the storm outside mirroring the rage building inside him. "Who did this?" he demands, his voice trembling with restrained fury. Dr. Mendez cannot meet his eyes. No one can. Within minutes, security tightens around Ethan's room. No one enters or leaves without clearance. The hospital turns into a fortress of fear. Whispers spread, sabotage, internal betrayal, even murder. Dr. Rebecca Lang arrives, calm as ever. Her presence brings a strange silence. She gently places a hand on Preston's shoulder. "We'll find out who's behind this," she assures him, her voice smooth, her smile measured. But Lina sees something others do not. A quick, sharp glance passes between Dr. Lang and Dr. Mendez, brief but loaded. It is not comfort in her eyes. It is calculation. Lina's instincts sharpen instantly. Something deeper hides beneath this tragedy. Preston might have just discovered his son was poisoned. But Lina senses this is only the beginning. The real danger is still inside the hospital. Night settles over Holt Memorial Hospital like a blanket of fear. The rain has stopped, but thunder still murmurs in the distance. Most of the lights on the upper floors flicker dimly, leaving long shadows stretching down the sterile corridors. Lina Thompson moves quietly with her mop and bucket, finishing her shift beside the administration wing. She hears footsteps, light, deliberate, coming from Dr. Rebecca Lang's office. The door is slightly open. Lina pauses, instinct telling her something is wrong. Then she hears the voice. "The boy should have been gone by now," Dr. Lang says coldly, her words slicing through the silence. Lina freezes. Every muscle in her body tightens. Dr. Lang's tone is nothing like the kind, patient doctor everyone sees during the day. It is sharp, controlled, and filled with menace. A pause follows, and then another voice murmurs faintly through the phone speaker. A man's voice, calm but dangerous. "We cannot risk another mistake," he says. "Handle it before morning." Lina steps back slowly, holding her breath. She fumbles in her apron pocket and pulls out her father's old phone. The screen is cracked, but the recorder still works. She presses record, capturing fragments of the conversation. When the call ends, Dr. Lang walks out briskly, heels clicking on the tile floor. Lina ducks behind a cleaning cart, her heart racing. Only when the footsteps fade does she exhale. Her mind spins. The poison. The strange glances between Dr. Lang and Dr. Mendez. It all makes sense now. Dr. Lang is not saving lives. She is choosing who dies. She rushes to the janitor's storage room where her father, Malik, is repairing a broken vacuum. He looks up, startled by her pale face. "Lina, what happened?" he asks. She tells him everything. The call, the words, the tone. Malik's face drains of color. He grabs her shoulders, whispering urgently, "You cannot get involved. They can destroy us. We will lose everything." But Lina shakes her head, her voice trembling yet steady. "This is not about us anymore, Dad. That boy is innocent. If we stay silent, more children could die." Malik's eyes soften. He knows that tone, the same courage her mother once had. After a long silence, he nods slowly. "All right," he says quietly. "We do this smart. No mistakes." The next evening, they return with their cleaning supplies and a plan. While Malik distracts the security guard near the lab, Lina slips into Dr. Lang's office. Hidden inside her mop bucket is a small camera, disguised within a disinfectant bottle. She places it carefully behind a stack of medical files facing the desk. "Please work," she whispers before leaving. Over the next few days, father and daughter move carefully, pretending everything is normal. But behind the scenes, they collect fragments, printouts of chemical logs showing missing doses of thallium compounds, deleted patient emails retrieved from old servers, and suspicious prescription records signed under different names. Each piece adds to a horrifying picture. Late one night, Lina decodes a set of encrypted messages found in the hospital's digital archives. The senders use anonymous accounts, but one address repeats, PW Foundation. Money transfers, hidden under research funding, all traced to Dr. Lang's private account. Her heart sinks as the final piece falls into place. Dr. Lang is part of a secret network, a group of powerful individuals who eliminate heirs of wealthy families to manipulate corporate inheritances. Ethan Wells was not the first target. He was simply next in line. Lina sits in silence, clutching the printed evidence, her eyes glistening with both fear and determination. Outside, the hospital corridor feels colder, emptier than ever. Every shadow looks alive. Every whisper sounds dangerous. She knows that if Dr. Lang finds out what they have uncovered, neither she nor her father will make it out of Holt Memorial alive. The night before the storm breaks, the hospital feels eerily calm. Lina Thompson is in the janitor's closet again, sitting beside her father, sorting through their gathered evidence. Her hands tremble slightly as she holds the phone that contains Dr. Lang's voice, the proof that could destroy one of Holt Memorial's most powerful doctors. Malik glances at her, worry etched deep in his face. "Once you show this, there's no turning back," he warns. Lina nods, her voice steady. "I know, but Ethan deserves the truth." The next morning, as dawn light seeps through the hospital windows, Preston Wells walks down the ICU hallway, looking exhausted. He stops when he sees Lina cleaning near his son's room. "Still working this late?" he asks, his tone soft but curious. Lina freezes for a moment. She never expected him to speak to her directly again. I had some things to finish," she says carefully. But Preston notices the unease in her eyes. You found something, didn't you? He presses. Lina looks around. The corridor is empty. Her heart pounds. After a long pause, she whispers, "Yes, and you need to see it." In a quiet corner of the cafeteria, she plays the recording. Dr. Lang's voice cuts through the silence. The boy should have been gone by now. Preston's jaw tightens. His expression shifts from confusion to rage. When the recording ends, there's only the hum of the refrigerator and the sound of Preston's slow breathing. "Who else knows?" he asks. "Just me and my father," Lina replies. He nods. "Then tomorrow morning everyone will know." By 9 a.m., Holt Memorial Hospital's main boardroom is filled. The air is thick with tension. Senior doctors sit around a long table, whispering nervously. Preston Wells sits at the head, his gaze fixed and unreadable. Dr. Jason Mendez fidgets in his seat. Dr. Rebecca Lang enters gracefully, dressed in her white coat, her face calm and confident, unaware she is walking into her own downfall. "Mr. Wells," she begins smoothly, "you wanted to discuss your son's case?" Preston's voice is cool and measured. "Yes, but I believe the truth is something we have all ignored for too long." A heavy silence fills the room. Lina and Malik stand quietly by the door, their presence barely noticed at first. Dr. Lang glances at them and smirks faintly. "Why are the janitors here?" Preston does not answer. Instead, he gestures to Lina. "Go ahead." Lina's palms are sweating, but she steps forward. She pulls out the phone, her thumb hovering over the play button. Her voice shakes slightly as she says, "You said you wanted answers. Please listen to this." The room goes still. Then, through the speakers, Dr. Lang's cold words echo again. "The boy should have been gone by now." Gasps ripple across the table. Mendez's mouth falls open. One of the board members drops his pen. Dr. Lang stiffens, eyes darting toward Preston. This is fake," she stammers. But Malik steps forward holding printed logs and surveillance clips. "We found records of chemical orders, deleted prescriptions, and hidden transfers to your account," he says firmly. "Nothing about this is fake." The boardroom erupts in noise, voices clashing, chairs scraping, security rushing in. Dr. Lang tries to bolt for the door, but guards block her path. "You do not understand who you are dealing with," she screams. Preston rises slowly from his seat. His voice is quiet but full of steel. "No, doctor. You are the one who does not understand. You tried to murder my son." Two officers step forward, placing her in handcuffs. Cameras flash as hospital media staff rush in. Dr. Mendez buries his face in his hands, unable to look up. Within minutes, Dr. Lang is escorted out, her career and her power gone. The chaos fades, leaving an echo of disbelief behind. Preston looks across the room at Lina and Malik. For the first time, he sees them not as background figures in his world of wealth and status, but as the reason his son is alive. He walks toward them, his voice soft. "You both saved my family. I can never repay that." Lina looks down shyly, trying to hide her tears. Malik places a gentle hand on her shoulder, pride shining in his eyes. For the first time, Holt Memorial Hospital feels like a place where truth has won, even if it took the courage of a janitor's daughter to make it happen. Weeks passed, and the storm that had shaken Holt Memorial Hospital slowly faded into calm. Ethan Wells recovered completely, his laughter echoing through the same ICU that had once been filled with fear. Nurses smiled when they saw him running around, his energy restored, his father always close by. The city could not stop talking about it. The janitor's daughter who saved a billionaire's son. News anchors repeated the phrase every night, newspapers printed her photo, and online headlines called her the girl who humbled the experts. But Lina Thompson stayed quiet. She did not chase the cameras or the attention. Every time reporters came looking for her, she would simply say, "I was just doing what anyone should have done." Inside, she knew the truth. Most people would not have done what she did. Preston Wells visited the janitor's quarters one afternoon, his usual air of command replaced by something gentler. He carried a simple envelope in his hand. "I have arranged something for you," he said softly. "A full scholarship. You can study anywhere you want, the best universities, the best labs. The world should not waste your talent." Lina hesitated. Her father looked at her with pride, but also with quiet concern. They had lived their whole lives avoiding powerful people like him, and now one was offering to change everything. Finally, Lina spoke. "I will accept," she said slowly, "but only if this scholarship helps others too. Other students like me who never got a chance." Preston paused, surprised by her condition, then smiled. "Done," he said. "Let's build something bigger than both of us." 6 months later, a bright morning sun poured over the red brick buildings of Harvard University. The trees swayed lightly in the breeze as students crossed the courtyard with books in hand. Among them walked Lina, now in her first semester, dressed simply, her backpack filled with notes and dreams. Lina Thompson stood at a distance, near the campus gates. He watched his daughter walk into a future he could barely have imagined. Pride shimmered in his tired eyes. The same man who once mopped hospital floors now stood on the grounds of one of the world's greatest universities, watching his child create history. That same week, a small but powerful announcement made headlines: the Wells-Thompson Medical Trust, a new foundation dedicated to training brilliant, low-income youth in medicine and diagnostics. The program would be fully funded by Preston Wells, led by Lina, and open to every child who dared to dream beyond their circumstances. The launch event was held in a simple hall filled with students, teachers, and journalists. Cameras flashed, microphones lined up, and in the center stood Lina, calm and confident, ready to speak. A reporter asked from the front row, "Lina, do you ever think about the doctors who doubted you, the ones who laughed at you?" She paused for a moment, then smiled gently. "No," she said, "because they taught me exactly who I never want to become." The crowd went silent, her words landing softly yet powerfully. After the event, Lina and Malik walked through the hallways of Holt Memorial once more, this time as honored guests. The hospital had changed. Dr. Lang's name had been erased from every wall, and a new plaque now hung near the ICU. It read, "Dedicated to those who heal not with power, but with heart." Lina stared at it for a long moment. The same hall that once echoed with judgment and whispers now carried her name in quiet respect. As they walked out together, Malik turned to her, his voice low and full of emotion. "You did it, kid," he said. Lina looked up at him with tears in her eyes and whispered, "No, Dad, we did." They stepped outside into the sunlight, the city buzzing softly in the distance. A gentle breeze carried the sound of church bells from far away, mixing with the faint hum of traffic. The world moved on, but something deep had shifted, not just in a hospital or a family, but in the way people saw courage, class, and truth. Because in the end, real power did not come from titles, degrees, or wealth. It came from courage that refused to stay silent, compassion that refused to fade, and truth that refused to be buried. Soft piano music rises, ending on a note of triumph, humility, and poetic justice.